Have you ever been up very early in the morning? So early that it was still dark out? So early that the sun wasn't even up yet? David and his mother and father had come to the airport to meet Uncle Carl. It was the earliest that David had ever gotten up. He hadn't even eaten breakfast yet. Down on the field, you could hardly see anything at all, just lights moving around. Lights are needed so that people can see where they're going. When lights shine on things, you can see them. And then, things seem just to disappear when the lights go off. Why is this? Why can you see things when there's light on them, and not see them when there isn't any light? Why? That's what David was wondering. David's father had found out that Uncle Carl's plane would be late. So they decided to have breakfast now at the airport restaurant. They left the observation platform and the darkness behind. But it didn't stay dark for long. The sun was beginning to rise. Soon there was light all about. Now, things that had been hidden in the darkness could be seen. The whole airfield was bright now. The sun's light had done it. The sunlight came through the restaurant window and brightened whatever it touched. But it was bright all around, even where the sunlight didn't touch. The sunlight was too bright for David's eyes. Then he saw something. It was a light on the wall. David found he could make it disappear from the wall and appear on his hand. It must be some kind of reflection, David thought. But where was it coming from? It wasn't from the fork. It wasn't from the napkin. But it must be sunlight bouncing off something. Maybe the spoon? No. Then it must be the knife. That's it. And it was sunlight that was being reflected from the knife to the wall. When David blocked the sunlight from the knife, the light on the wall disappeared. But David knew of a better way of reflecting sunlight with something he had used many times before. A mirror. That really reflects the light. We can reflect light with a mirror. Then David tried other things. He tried his mother's compact. That reflected light, too. What else could he try? Would the cloth purse reflect light? It wasn't shiny at all. But when he held it close to the wall, a reflection did appear, a reflection from the purse. What did that mean? Did that mean that everything reflects light? What about his hand? Yes, his hand did reflect. Maybe everything does reflect light. We see things because light reflects from them into our eyes. When the waitress put David's glass of water right in the sunlight, it made an unusual shadow. The sunlight was coming through the glass of water, but something was happening to the light. It seemed to be bent. What did the water do to the light that passed through it? Could David find out by looking at things through the water? For some reason, things didn't look right through the water. When he looked at his finger through the water, it didn't look right either. Above the water, his finger looked all right. But through the water, it looked too big. The water changed the light that went through it. Light that bounced off his finger and passed through just the glass to David's eyes wasn't changed. But the light that went from his finger through the water was changed. The light was bent. Some things can bend or refract light. The water in David's glass refracted light. Binoculars have things called lenses that bend or refract light. They make an airplane that is far away seem closer. Lenses can make far things seem near. There are other ways we use lenses. A magnifying glass bends light and makes things seem bigger than they really are. Lenses help us in many ways. By the time David had finished breakfast, he had thought a great deal about light. He thought about bending light, about refraction. His father's glasses refract light, don't they? David thought about how light is reflected. His mother's mirror reflects light. Even her face and clothes reflect light. Yes, there were many things that David thought about, and much more that he thought he'd like to know about light. Now it was time to meet Uncle Carl. But David knew that later he would learn more about light, just as you will learn more about light and the ways we use it.